Thursday evening. Nice to see you. Almost the end of May, people. How in the heck did we go from March sometime to the end of May? And it feels like two blinks of an eye, although I know and understand that it took a few months to happen. But all of the sudden, we're sailing into June, and today that was more evident while on the boat on the water. As you can see, my sun-kissed face, and how enjoyable that was, to be available. Because otherwise, if I was still going at the rate I was last week, there would be no room in my schedule today to be able to just take off and be on the boat with my boyfriend and adventuring in this gifted boat. Gifted boat and gifted motor, and just how abundant we felt today within that experience of being out on the water. We started in Richmond, we ended up in English Bay. It took us a couple hours there and a couple hours back, and we just meandered, and it was lots of fun just to be out, away from all the people and all the busyness. And although the water was busy today, different kind of busy though than road traffic, of course, because we're not coming up on stop signs, etc. So you just have to be keenly aware of what's going on. But it helps that both of us have had previous boating experience, so nobody new here, and we're managing okay, which is pretty amazing. So, like I said, coming back to this place of depth of gratitude for the blessings that I have in my life, and understanding, just how blessed we are to have that opportunity to get away from it all and be in nature and just really experience fresh air, sunshine, glistening on the water, the clouds in the background. Mount Baker was amazing today, and just being able to breathe all that life in, right? That life energy, and how amazing that was. And I had an incredible call this morning where I get to use my intuitive senses and ask certain questions and have a conversation that develops into some really great gifts for everyone involved. And so that is amazing. So I filled my morning with that, and then took the afternoon off. And again, I saw places today in my 47 years that I've never seen before. I've never been underneath that bridge as an adult, for sure. My dad used to take us on the boat as kids, but I remember mostly being on the island, and so I don't remember being in English Bay and underneath all the bridges and overpasses, and in Richmond and coming down the river. I don't have any vivid memories of that as a kid. Mostly ocean when my dad was boating with us, and today was just really cool to see little alcoves, and everything from the water looks different, right? That vantage point of, wow, UBC is stunning. No wonder it is a world-renowned university. No wonder it is well sought after. It is this gorgeous background, forest, literal forest, all the way up the hillside. And so amazing to hear or be able to see, what people are looking out on. The ocean, the water, the fresh air, the trees, the surroundings. BC definitely is just the most incredibly beautiful province. And it's in those moments of breathing in the level of abundance that I feel, and the little level of gratitude that I feel in those moments while I'm experiencing those things from a different vantage point, and just how blessed and lucky of a life I lead. And so, that leads me to believe that as I lessen the reins on the full charge ahead chaos that was going on just a couple of days ago, even, and how good it feels to not feel the tightness in my body and the stress every morning of, oh my gosh, I really hope that I get through my list. And then the gift of hearing again today, well, you know what? I've got no work tomorrow, says my boyfriend. So it's like, cool. How cool is it? I checked my schedule. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm free and clear. And how good that feels to, instead of saying, oh, I really wish that we could go out on the boat, or I really wish we could spend time together, I really wish that we could do A, B, or C, but I have this long list of stuff that I need to get done. And instead, I have a couple of things to take care of within my morning routine, but that has become second nature, has become sort of the automatic default instead of the other being the default, the rushing. And I do notice that it's helping me stay really present in my eating. Uh, when I take each bite, really concentrating on making sure that I chew that thoroughly so that I'm enjoying the food, and I'm also breaking it down so that my digestive system has an opportunity to catch up and do its job. And I've just been so busy in another direction for so long in this intensity of gotta get somewhere, I'm in a rush, oh my gosh, and always just shoving things in, whether it be food or otherwise, and rushing through life. And just how beautiful an experience it is when we take a chance to meander, when we take an opportunity just to take it all in, tune in, pay attention, take it all in, and then just allow yourself to be in that moment. And it's a practice. And I invite you to practice, because ultimately, when we practice something, we get better at it. It's kind of like muscle memory, right? So when we condition a muscle, regardless if we've let it go, the muscle has memory. So our brain is a muscle. It has memory. Our body is full of muscles. The heart is a muscle. The body is truly amazing, and I don't think I've ever really taken the time to admire and acknowledge just how wonderful the system that's behind the scenes, that's running the show, that's doing it all by itself. Not something that I switch on in the morning, not something that I need to think about. Well, there are moments in time through my life where I found myself not breathing, and I'm like, right, you need to breathe now. And usually that's in that panic state of anxiety ridden, what's going on? And it wasn't that today wasn't without challenges. It wasn't that there wasn't some crunchy stuff. It wasn't that that didn't happen. It's that because I was in a more relaxed state, because there was no level of intensity around the other things, because I was able to give myself some space in all of that, when that other stuff happened, the crunchy stuff, it didn't land as hard and it didn't stay as long. And so that's my new practice, is just being present in the moment, remembering what it is that I say that I want, which, ultimately a couple of days ago became, I want more quality time with my boyfriend. We don't spend a lot of time together. Yes, we see each other every day, but if anyone's been in a relationship, they understand this mode of dinner and work and this and that and the chores and everything else and the hype of everything. And then for me, in the last couple of months, not having any decompression time and having my day, not end until really late into the evening, when he's already sleeping and there's this disconnect that's happening. And I talked yesterday about the leftovers, right? So do I really want the most important things in my life to have the leftovers of me, or the leftovers that I may or may not have in that moment? Usually, generally, it's that I've run out of all of the rest, and you get the not very nice shit show, mind my French. And so it just felt better today to be in the mode of, let's go have some fun and just have some fun. And so today I blew bubbles on the boat, and I watched them float past the boat. And like a child, I take great joy in watching that happen. It's a whole experience for me. So it's not just the blowing of, it's the watching the air. I just think it's so cool that bubbles show me the way that air currents move. And then when it hits the water, it doesn't actually just pop. So there was all these, sort of really cool background experiences that I was having, including the sun, including packing a really healthy lunch again, including, preparing that again for tomorrow, and understanding that as we move forward, these tiny escapes that we get from the reality of home life, the reality of work life, the reality of COVID-19 out there, because it is strange. It's a strange and unusual world. I happened to be at Staples today picking up some printing that they printed, and there's, I get that those things are there for our protection and their protection. But it is a strange and unusual thing to have to back up from the counter and come forward, and back up and come forward as they, we're now learning how to do the COVID dance. Here we go at the till, this, gentle back and forth rhythm, and the tape on the floor, and the masks everywhere, and the sanitizers everywhere, and the intensity of that situation, which when I'm home, I don't notice. I don't plug into the news. I don't plug into the ticker tape across the bottom of the screen. I don't plug into all the videos about what's going on in the States. I don't plug into those things, so therefore they're not really in my experience until I go into a place where the reality hits. Oh crap. This is still heavily going on out there. And we're kind of haphazardly going through and trying to navigate something that we really don't know how to navigate. And so as restaurants open and the beaches were full today, and as people are sort of, seemingly getting back to regular life, there's this background undercurrent that's going on that's so strange and weird and unusual. And I'm personally not really sure what to do with it or how to handle it, or, just trying to be as careful and cautious as I can, always keep my hands clean, make sure that I don't touch my eyes and my mouth or my nose or any other thing on my face, because that's apparently how it gets in. And just being really cautious and careful. But it's alarming when I walk into places and all of a sudden everyone's masked up, and it's like this reality check all the time of, right, COVID-19, reality check of, oh, right, global pause. Oh, right, that happened or is happening. It's a continuation of. And even though it's beautiful out and the sun shines out, and that's going to bring more people and draw more people out of their homes, particularly if they've been spending so much time in there and they have small spaces and they need to expand themselves outside, we're going to see things starting to be more busy. The traffic was an indication of that today. The gas prices also an indication of that today. And ultimately, I'm responsible for me, by me, to me. This is the hardest work to do. It's the hardest thing that I've ever needed to tell myself, is the truth of what I actually know. The things that I actually know and have known for a long time that I've been avoiding and negating. And now I'm willing to take a look at. And so giving myself the chutzpah and kudos that I'm willing to take a look. And then being gentle and kind to myself, instead of saying, well, you should have done it, and you knew that you should have done it, and you should have done this, this, and this, and way to go, and blah, 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 blah. The stuff that gets in our head that goes on loop. And I don't know about you, but I've woken up, some mornings where I'm already in stress mode. Like I just slept, like what the heck happened? But I'm waking up with this loop in my head. And so ultimately I'm responsible to go, that loop's not working for me anymore. What can I replace it with? Because it's not going to just go away. I can't stop it. But if I replace it with something, there's no room for it anymore. And what emerges then is magic. And that, to me, is the true test of, what we're doing here, in my opinion, as this idea of becoming more and more conscious of my efforts, my ideas, my thought patterns, my history, where I want to go. And as I gain more clarity around that and understand that it's the expansive space that I make around myself to allow that to happen, then I'm not stressed every morning of, what do I need to get done today to make sure that I earn this? It's already happening. It's already right here. And I just have to put one step after the other, gently and kindly, being passionate or compassionate with myself, being passionate about life, being ignited for the things that excite me and bring me joy, and for participating in the things that actually bring me closer to, as opposed to this idea that I need to learn more and I need to earn more in order to get to that place. I'm already there. Because there is here and now. I just love coming and talking to you every night. Again, I'm trying to calculate how I'm going to change this in the coming days so that I'm not, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 at night trying to make this happen. I may go to daytime. I may go to 3 times a week. There's lots of ideas developing in my head, and so stay tuned, because for tonight you get a nightly video, and in the coming days that's going to switch and change and alter, and I appreciate you staying with me and listening to everything I have to say, and so much love out there. I hope that you're kind to yourself and others today and every day. See you tomorrow.